Be sure to subscribe and like our channel. Welcome, everyone. So I have a little bit of echo, which we'll try to fix in a second. I apologize for that. Sorry about that. We'll cut that out of the podcast. So today we're here at .607 Gerard Street, East Chinatown. That's right, 607 Gerard Street. You can see, if they're watching the picture right now, we have a big ritual planned today. We're going to do an ancestor meditation, and we'll do a little bit kind of precursor of the meditation to sort of lean into it a bit. For the people who are listening on the podcast, of course, the meditation, I'll describe it now, what you can kind of see, but it would be helpful to look at the picture for this podcast before you actually do the meditation. So if you're just listening and you can't have access to a picture, you need to envision a beautiful altar in front of you with 9 glasses of water, 9 candles, and there's a black mirror with a candle in front of it that has an archway, sort of like a archway that has cuts and gashes in it, like it's been kind of beat up a little, but it's got an archway that has closing doors. If you can't see the picture, you wouldn't be able to picture that, but maybe you can now. So that's what you want to picture out. Just kind of draw it out like the doorway. And you know what that black looks like is sort of like the blackness of death or the cemetery, or but more positive, but still death. In a nutshell, what's behind the curtain, as it were, of death. So we're going to do a straight meditation. For the people listening on YouTube, thanks. For the people who are listening on the podcast, we are, again, if people are watching, we're going to move away from having Facebook Live for a lot of reasons, and to focus on our YouTube channels and the podcast. So this meditation is going to be an ancestor meditation, and we have a live studio audience here today, so if there's some random noises, we apologize in advance. We'll do the full meditation. I'll kind of walk everyone through that, and all you have to do is stare at the mirror if you're watching live on YouTube, and if you're listening on podcast, again, just envision you have that mirror that's there, and you have the picture, which will be included as part of the podcast, that you can kind of just look at the mirror and use it in meditation on your own time. That said, is there any questions from YouTube? I know there's a couple people watching. We really appreciate you watching. We really appreciate everyone who listens on podcast. Every year we do this ancestor meditation where we just try to commune with the ancestors around what is classically in voodoo called fekete. And that's what we're going to do today. This may be a little bit short of podcast since it's an active meditation. So I, again, thank everyone for potentially watching, and let's go ahead and get started. So before we start, I'm going to make some prayers that I'm going to offer to the spirits. Mostly in voodoo, we call Papa Legba first, and then we call the barons, and to ask them to open up the way for all the dead. Now, we have a mirror. Now, some people might not know that this is actually one traditional voodoo component. If you go to the voodoo exhibits and museums, you can see they have the dead symbols on the mirrors, and they have other spirit symbols on the mirrors to call forward dead spirits through the mirror, because it's another doorway that spirits can enter through, and you can kind of see that occasionally, because of the candle flickers and stuff, or the spirits themselves, the mirror is flickering a little and kind of getting a little weird. So you can use a mirror to kind of call spirits. Western ceremonial magicians kind of know this very well, because this is the standard sort of how things go with classic Goetia work and other work. So we'll take it from there. And we're using the mirrors today to kind of open the way to the dead, and then kind of have them come through the mirror to join us in the meditation. So let me start by praying to Legba and then the barons, and then we'll do the meditation. So que pute drapo, so que persoi puao. Baya, so que pute drapo, so que persoi puao. Papa, open the door, the gate. The spirits may pass through the barrens. And open the way to everyone's ancestors, especially help the people who don't know how to communicate with their ancestors be able to better communicate with their ancestors as we do the meditation. The day I enter the cross is the day I enter you. Darren, let your spirits flow through the mirror, the darkened mirror, as if it is water. From the water, abysmal waters of death, let the spirits of the dead return. Now, as you're watching this, just relax and let yourself completely let the tensions out of your shoulders, the tensions out of your face, just kind of like shake them loose a little bit and just let every bit of tension go. And as you feel tension in your body, just shake it a little bit, moving your chair if you were sitting in a chair, and move your legs a little bit, your arms, even your fingertips, just kind of shake loose some of the tension and negativity. And as you do that, just kind of breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. So for right now, as you breathe in, just close your eyes slowly. We'll open them in a second. As you breathe out, just let go. Imagine you're in a shower of the most perfect temperature water. Again, if you find your eyes slowly closing because they're so relaxed, that's okay. You'll be able to open them in a minute, I promise. And just as you relax more than you were a moment ago, just let all of the negativity just go. And as you do in that most perfect shower of a perfect temperature, just let the water rush down your body, drip by drip, feeling the drop go all the way down, deeper into relaxation. Every drop of water down, taking some of the tension and negativity away. As you relax even more fully than you were a moment ago, there's more water, which takes you deeper, downward, into relaxation. In fact, as you let go of more of the tension and negativity in your whole body, as the waterfall rushes down over your body, the water of the shower at the perfect temperature rushes over your body, just let it all go deeper, downward. And as you relax more than you were a moment ago, there's more water until it actually is a rushing waterfall of relaxation, cascading over your body, taking all of your tension and negativity away. And as you relax even further, just go ahead and relax more than you thought was possible, deeper, downward. I bet as I count from 1 to 3, you can become 100 times more relaxed, just by imagining it right now. 1, relaxing. 2, 3, totally, completely relaxed as the water surrounds you, rushing over your body. And as that water surrounds you and you relax deeper and downward, just let that water become as if a cascade of light, liquid light washing over your body. And as that light passes over your body, just let all the tension and negativity just go down and away, dissolving in the light. And as you relax more fully in the light, just let that brilliant cascade and waterfall of light rush through the top of your heads, down your body, into your face muscles and bones, into your shoulder muscles, into your lungs, down through your back and your organs, down your arms, down through your legs, down through the tips of your fingers, and down through the bottom of your soles of your feet. And as you relax more fully, let that waterfall of light even clear your very cells and blood that we cannot normally see. But right now you can, and you can feel it. And you can feel your blood being purified by that light as everything becomes one with that brilliant light. And as you relax more fully, all that's left is the light. In a moment, not right now, in a moment, I'll have you open your eyes and you'll stay completely relaxed. And when you open your eyes, it will feel as if the altar before you is another world, filled with the spirits of their dead, hopping between flame to flame and water to water. And when you slowly open your eyes and feel that sight, you will know that the mirror before you is a gateway. And when you open your eyes, you'll pick a spot in that gateway. As I count from 1 to 5, you'll open your eyes, knowing how the reality around you has shifted, and the altar that you're about to look at is a completely different reality where the dead can communicate with us, where you can feel their presence, where you can know spirits are real. 1, slowly coming back to the world. 2, almost back. 3, feeling the presence of the spirits in the world all around you on the altar. 4, almost back now, feeling spirits and seeing them and hearing them hop from place to place on the altar. 5, open your eyes and stare directly in the mirror, seeing the spirits and the spirits of the dead all around you, feeling them, maybe even smelling them. Now, as you have your eyes open, look deep into the mirror. You could see the archways of the mirror. You could see the black mirror that seems to reflect the candle. If there is any dead ancestors that you wish to speak to, look into the mirror. First, feel the love in your heart for that ancestor. Truly, you know what those sensations are, the love that you have for that ancestor. Try to remember times with your eyes open where it was fun and you loved being with the person if you had experience with them when they were alive. If you did not, that's okay. Just imagine what it would be like if you had a fun experience, completely filled with joy. You know those sensations. Just let them bubble up, and as you stare in the mirror, feeling those sensations, joy, and most importantly, gratitude. You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your ancestor. So express that love, thanks, gratitude, and joy, and stare deep into the mirror. And as you stare, pick a spot in the mirror, in the darkness, way beyond the threshold of where you think the mirror starts, way inside the mirror, somewhere in the space that the mirror creates, drawing you in. And as you feel that joy in your heart, as you feel the gratitude, feel that spot you've picked in the mirror, start also feeling like gratitude. feeling like joy, feeling like love. As you keep going through the memories of that ancestor that you wish to communicate with today, just relax further into the experience of that love. As you feel the presence, know the presence in the mirror of the video or the picture. Relax even further and let that come to you. Let that person see their presence in the mirror. See them behind the flames. Feel them. Hear them. Just let yourself relax into their presence. Express the love in your heart, the gratitude in your heart. See the archways, maybe see the scenes in the archway behind the candle, that you had real joy with your ancestor, whoever it is. You know those sensations. You know how it feels. Feel that emanating from your mirror, the mirror. And as you relax more fully, as I count from 1 to 3, the voice of the ancestor, the feeling, and even the presence will grow in strength. 1, staring into the mirror, the ancestors, more and more presence. 2, even more vibrant colors, feeling that in the dark mirror, seeing it, hearing it, knowing it. You know your ancestor is here. And in a moment, when I count to 3, the ancestor will be present in the arched mirrors with the greatest possible amount you can make it today. 3. Feeling your ancestor in the arched mirror, the arched black mirror. Changes you. It changes you. Feeling their actual presence as they touch your heart from the mirror transforms you, invigorates you, leaves you with joy, joy throughout your heart, joy throughout your whole body, joy through every cell of your being. And in fact, as you stare in the mirror and the ancestors come through, maybe they are joined by other ancestors who join in love and support. Feeling the ancestors through the mirror, you feel completely supported, completely loved, and know with whatever is going on in your life, it will be okay. Things will work out because you have all of these ancestors staring at you from the mirror, from beyond the grave, who love you and support you. In a moment, not right now, in a moment, I'll count from 1 to 5. As I count from 1 to 5, you'll go ahead and come back to the waking world, looking away from the mirror and feeling fantastic, full of joy and being invigorated by contact with your own ancestors. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Awake and aware. So everyone watching, thank you. We'll talk about this for a second. We'll answer any questions. I think it was a little bit of confusing from some people watching. That's okay. You can go back and watch the video again. The mirror is, in fact, the blackened mirror that has the candle in front of it. I thought that was clear when we started, but I'm sorry I didn't make it more clear. So that mirror is in fact the mirror. So you can go back and watch that. This is a simple ancestor meditation that we did. It's only about 20 minutes. So it doesn't take long, but you can get a lot of results out of it just by doing that and just staring at the mirror. One of the questions where we're supposed to be looking in a mirror, the mirror is the camera, and there's an arched mirror, as you can see right there in the background near the top of the video, and that will be there on YouTube, so we're not going to keep that away. That is the mirror that will be available to people in Toronto that anyone can use for their ancestor service. And while this is not always used in classic voodoo, there's several examples of houses, including the one I'm part of, that use a mirror for calling forward spirits. Particularly in this case, this has been triply blessed to call the spirits just of the dead and the benign dead at that. So you can feel free, if you're in Toronto, to go ahead and just come to 607 Gerard Street. It'll be in the hallway. And you could just open the mirror. Usually it's closed. Right now it's open, but usually it'll be closed. You could just open that up and stare into the mirror with your ancestors. And that's kind of a community service we're going to actually offer to anyone in Toronto. In fact, if people really want to use the mirror again in live time, we can schedule some time where we can just do a fast in between podcasts where we just put the camera on the mirror, do something for you, because we really want everyone to kind of get the best out of it. Now, we have found that ancestor work is one of the best ways to kind of first start with spiritual communication. There was a lot of work, as you can see by the altar, that went into the altar before ever trying to do the meditation. We did the meditation, but that really is built upon some real altar work, because we're going to have a much bigger voodoo ritual after the meditation to kind of go forward with the spirits and really do possessions and stuff like that. So in this case, if you're at your house, you don't necessarily need a mirror. You could just basically have a glass of water. You can have a candle. Usually that's helpful just to give them some light, since they're sort of in a dark place, which is called the waters in voodoo. But a lot of traditions basically say they're sort of in a dark place. You can give them some water, a flower, some incense is good. And if you have any pictures, that's a good start. If you know what they liked in life, you can kind of leave that on a white altar, like white cloth. It doesn't have to be a full altar. It could just be a shelf on top of a bookshelf, or one bookshelf. Obviously, with candle flames, you got to be a little careful with bookshelves. Make sure it's safe. That's critically important. And really, that's kind of the big part of that. Make sure you're safe with that. Make sure that it doesn't have to be much. All you have to do is have, like I said, if you can't have candles, you don't even need that. You can use electric candles, just a little light. You have some water, and you give them the food that you think that they like, that they liked in life, and you just kind of meditate with them to see, kind of clear yourself out, feel their presence sort of in the distance, feel the presence coming back, express that love and gratitude, and then just keep going from there. That's the most critical part, is expressing the love and gratitude. And as they feel them getting closer, they feel that love and gratitude more coming closer to you. And you should be able to kind of get the presence and to kind of attract your ancestors' attention. So we say this every year. When you're working with your ancestors, you definitely want to kind of come from an approach of joy and love and gratitude. You may be very much sad about their not being here anymore. You got to find a way to get over that for this to work right. You got to take just the joy and just force yourself to look at the positive experiences that you had with the person. Since they're already dead, you want the spirit to come back and reflect those positive experiences, not the pain of the loss. So everyone watching, if there's any questions, please, now's the time to ask. Like I said, we have the meditation, full meditation. That was the full meditation and kind of some background of what you can do, how to make this on your own. Does anyone have any questions? Well, thanks everyone for watching. We will be back next week for a more normal show, and we really appreciate watching. If you got a little confused in the beginning, like I said, just go back to the beginning. So what's upcoming is on November 26th, we really have a full day of events here in the studio, here in the Wuji Zen Center, and the Queen City Curio will have a full series of events with a documentary that we filmed. A full kind of possession ritual with a new student, and they were a student from college from York University, and kind of did a documentary on that whole ritual and the store and what we do. So if you're interested, there'll be a concert. There will be a mini concert. There will be a ritual after the documentary at 10 o'clock at night, and we'll pretty much be doing the documentary at like 4 o'clock or about 5 o'clock, and then having the show be just a documentary on 11/26. If you're interested, it'll be a great job. As always, we'll work with everyone. If you want to come to the live studio audience, we're starting to open that up, but you do have to have a mask except for the people actively recording. Hopefully we'll see you. This is Deeper Down the Rabbit Hole and the Queen City Curio Videocast. Thank you for coming, and we hope to see you soon.